Hello Internet, my name is Zephyr, and I return with yet another GTA theory to distract you from the real world. This one is about a fan favorite character who appears in both story mode and in online. I'm going to be talking about everyone's favorite lunatic, so join me as I try to get to the bottom of whatever happened to Trevor in GTA. So to better understand when Trevor disappeared, we need to put together a timeline. So because canonicity and the whole timeline for GTA Online is so weird, our first entry of the timeline actually starts with GTA Online. As according to Rockstar, GTA Online was originally meant to take place 6 months before the events of Story Mode. So that means the first entry of the timeline is actually in GTA Online, where our characters meet Trevor for the first time and are able to do some jobs for him, some of them even having cutscenes interacting with Trevor. Still staying in GTA Online, we move on to the series A Funding Heist, where we are once again employed by Trevor to steal all of the drugs from rival gangs to try and caravan them to the cell location, so Trevor can, of course, sell them. Finally, we can get into single player and all of the events that take place there. And this is really where the trail gets cold. We already know about all the planned DLC that was cut, one of which in particular was going to have Trevor as the main character, later repurposed into the Doomsday Heist update for GTA Online, which pretty much meant even less content and places for Trevor to appear. Jumping back into online because ever since the gun running update, the timeline has caught up to the real world, with GTA Online taking place in real time, or at the very least taking place in the current real world year. And still no mention of Trevor. Since his absence, we have had interactions with Ron, one of his, I'll call him, friends, if you could see my air quotes. With Ron, we start the air freight smuggling business, and it's through him that we learn a lot about what Trevor's been up to since we last saw him. In a line of dialogue, Ron reveals to us that ever since the events of Story Mode, Trevor has gone full Vinewood, and I can't help but feel like this is a dig at Trevor's real-life voice actor, Stephen Ogg. You see, Steve Ogg has expressed great disinterest and even resentment towards GTA, claiming it's a cartoon, and that he initially didn't even want to be part in it. But why? His performance as Trevor is what put him on the map. If it wasn't for this silly cartoon that he claims he didn't want to be part of, he wouldn't be nearly as famous or as popular as he is today. Every time he is asked about GTA, he gets visibly annoyed and dances around the question like he's a politician. My only guess to why he resents GTA is actually something that's pretty common for actors, and that's that he simply wants to be recognized for his other work and roles besides just Trevor from GTA. Imagine being an actor who gave the best performance of your life, and the performance just so happens to be in the second most popular video game in history right next to Minecraft. Because of it, you become super famous and get the star in other roles, but no matter what you do, you'll always be known as that character in that video game. It gets old, and I could see where he's coming from. But I do also feel like part of the reason why he detests GTA so much is because he more than likely had some sort of falling out with Rockstar, leading him to not want to work with Steve Ogg anymore. The voice actor for Michael, Ned Luke, and the voice actor for Franklin, Sean Fontino, both still have very good relations with Rockstar and interact with the community all the time. They love GTA and are grateful for their fans, but when asked about Steve Ogg, both of them just kind of look at each other like, yeah, we worked with them, and that's it. From that response and how Steve behaves every time GTA is brought up, I imagine that there's something, or a multitude of events that happen behind the scenes, that the others don't really feel comfortable talking about, and made Rockstar decide to quit working with him. Going back to the quote that Ron says, he went full Vinewood, which is another way of calling someone a diva. No disrespect to Steve Ogg, but I could totally see him being a diva or being difficult to work with while making GTA, and it's still reflected in his behavior long after the game was released, refusing to acknowledge it. Like being in GTA was a waste of his talents, and Rockstar wanting to poke a little bit of fun of the voice actor's behavior with his line. But we're still not done, because moving forward another couple years to the Drug Wars updates, we once again meet Ron at the old cookhouse. You know, The one in Sandy Shores, where they try to recreate Breaking Bad on the second floor. It is there where Ron confirms that Trevor had completely abandoned them and is not coming back. What makes these updates in particular so interesting is that it was discovered that Trevor was originally meant to come back for these updates, but instead was replaced with this annoying motherfucker. And I'll cover them in a separate video because I have a lot to say about some of the NPCs in this game, especially them. But yeah, the game pretty much tells us what happened to Trevor so long as you're paying attention. Kinda strange he would abandon his friends and everything he worked so hard for, but hey, I guess wealth really changes a person. Now, before I close off the video, I want to go on record and say that I do not hate or have something against Steve Ogg. Nor did I make this as some sort of hit piece to call him out. While I don't necessarily agree with this view on the game, it does not change the way I view him. He is a fantastic actor and deserves his success, so please, for the love of God, do not go out of your way to harass him. Don't harass anybody in general. In fact, if there is one thing you should take away from this video, let it be that. Just don't harass people. Anyway, I hope you liked this video as I tried explaining what happened to Trevor and why he stopped showing up in GTA. Leave a like and subscribe as it greatly helps out the channel. And as always, thank you for watching.